But the issue at the forefront of everyone's minds is the crisis at the border. So with the commander-in-chief facing mounting pressure for shortcomings from both sides of the aisles, the White House is reportedly considering, we talked about this today, executive action to tighten asylum restrictions, indicating Biden could suspend the entry of foreigners if it's ruled the migrants trying to come into the country is not in the best interest of Americans. In other words, a page right out of Trump's playbook. In a serious 180 when Trump was president, his administration used the federal authority Biden is now considering several times, banning immigration and travel from certain countries when necessary. But if you recall, Biden previously said he couldn't use executive action at the border. Now he has that about face, and it could come as early as next week, ahead of President Biden's State of the Union speech next month. Critics say it's a last-ditch effort to drive down the record-high number of migrants crossing the border illegally to portray to voters they're working to mitigate the border disaster. But the numbers, they actually tell a different story. Since Biden took office, there have been nearly 7.3 million border encounters, according to the CBP. That's more than the population of those 36 states highlighted in yellow on the screen here. That is the severity, Katrina, of the issue at hand.
As they say, a picture is worth 7.3 million migrants.
Yes.
Words. Yeah.
Lots
to talk about.
Clever.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm on a roll today.
Yes.
All right. Lots to talk about here. And for help with that, we are joined by senior law enforcement analyst and former acting CBP Commissioner Mark Morgan, along with Marine Corps veteran and California congressional candidate Kate Monroe. Great to have you both with us here. All right, Mark, let's get to this executive action that Bob alluded to. President Biden, he said, it was a week or two ago, he said, I can't use executive action and it's Congress's fault. I need more money to do something. Here's an example of what he said.
Have you done everything you can do with executive authority? That's all I can do. Just give me the power. I've asked for the very day I got in office. Give me the border patrol. Give me the people, the judges. Give me the people who can stop this and make it work rationally.
On the very first day in office, he reversed everything that former President Trump had done to secure the border. Mark, your reaction?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think this is an acknowledgement after 3 years that we know now that this president, this administration, Secretary Mayorkas, has been blatantly, intentionally lying to the American people. As you said, President Biden has used his pen to enact 94 executive orders, 94 that dismantled and destroyed the network of tools, authorities, and policies that we had in place under President Trump that led to the most secure border in our lifetime. He could take that same pen and reverse those 94 executive orders. Let me give you just a couple examples. He could reinstate the Remain in Mexico program. He could reinstate the asylum and cooperative agreements we had with all three Northern Triangle countries, which, by the way, both those programs have been upheld by the United States Supreme Court as constitutional. And, of course, he could reenact the construction of the border wall. If he did those, you would see illegal immigration reduced by 85% overnight.
The damage has been done, and a lot of people would argue that this was all done on purpose. And now, as we get closer to November here, he's trying to tighten back in the reins, make it not seem so bad. Kate, we know, speaking of the crisis at the southern border, you took action yourself. You went on to a popular spot for migrants that was easy to get through, and you secured it. Why did you do this? Talk about your thought process.
I just wanted to show everyone that you can go and do things yourself. Whoever you are waiting for, I'm going to tell you right now, they're not coming. No one is coming to the rescue. We could have, as a nation, if we wanted to, everybody could get on Amazon, buy a box of razor wire, and go there and actually do something. I wanted to show people the kind of people you need to put in office are willing to take the action that I took. And it's got millions of views. It's gone viral. And the sentiment seems to be by the American public viewing this, that it's about damn time somebody do something. And now they're rallied to go and do more. I just wanted to show everyone we don't have to wait around. You can do your part. And that's what I was hoping to show everybody.
Yeah, protect yourself. All right, Mark, I want to switch gears a little bit here and get your take on this. The New York Times reporting today that the U.S. actually examined allegations of cartel ties to to allies of Mexico's president, Lopez Obrador, now, who is said to have taken millions of dollars from cartels. But apparently, all of these investigations were shelved despite there were connections discovered. Your reaction to this? I know you have a lot of information from the inside. What are you hearing?
Yeah, look, I was specialized with the FBI for over 20 years. This is not shocking. This is nothing new. We know that the cartels have continued to increase their power, their influence, and their ability to corrupt officials within Mexico for a very long time. Mexico is a failed narco state. It's one of the most corrupt governments on the face of the planet. So this is nothing new. And this is why we say at our border, the only winners here are the Mexican cartels. Every single day, because of this administration's open border policies, they are becoming more enriched. I'll give you an example. 2018, from human smuggling alone, it was about a $500 million annual business. Now it's exceeding $14 billion. That's what it be since this administration has taken over. Where do you think a lot of that money goes to? The pockets of corrupt government officials in Mexico, so they will allow and facilitate the cartels to do what they're doing.
Wow. The whole thing reeks. It stinks. It's despicable what has transpired there at the southern border under the president's watch. Mark Morgan, Kate Monroe, we appreciate you both for coming on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll see you right after the break. Stay there.